probably wondering if airline stocks are a great buy right now, and the only person that can answer that question is you. So today we're gonna look at two airlines. I'm gonna give you the facts, give you my thoughts on them, and give you my advice on them, and you can come to that conclusion on your own. So if you've been following any markets, any newspapers, you've probably seen that Warren Buffett, probably the greatest investor of all time, has sold off two airline stocks, Delta Airlines and Southwest Airlines. So if you looked at the amount of shares that he sold, he still owns a large position in both of those companies. In Delta Airlines, I think he sold 13 million shares, and I'm not sure how many Southwest shares he sold, but he still owns 9% of Delta Airlines. So today we're gonna take a look at the balance sheets of Delta and Southwest and see what's going on in those companies.
Welcome to Hartsfield-Jackson Atlanta.
So before we get started, it's a couple questions you want to ask yourself. So one, can you see a world without either one of these airlines? And two, do you think these companies will go into bankruptcy anytime soon? Which I will note that I know for a fact Delta Airlines went into bankruptcy in I think 2007, 2008, and they came out from that. So just because a company goes into bankruptcy doesn't mean it's done for. And three, is this a long-time investment or a short-term investment? Which is any question you want to ask yourself anytime you invest in any company, because if it's long-term, you want to buy this company whether it's up or down. So like any company, you want to look at the balance sheet, which is pretty much their financial statements and where their assets and cash on hand to their debt and liabilities, short-term and long-term. So we're going to look at Southwest, which is a pretty small airline, but up and coming, hard hitter. And then we're going to look at Delta, which is the most profitable airline around right now. But just because they're profitable doesn't mean they have a strong balance sheet. Another thing you want to ask yourself is the company making money or revenue? And as you can tell right now, nothing's moving around here, not even me. All right, let's get straight to the facts. So Southwest, ticker symbol LUV, has $4 billion in cash, $1 billion in cash receivables, with a total current assets of $5.9 billion, and total assets altogether $25 billion, with current debt at $1.1 billion and total current liabilities at $8.9 billion, meaning all of the debt due within the next year or so is $8.9 billion. That's not bad. And total liabilities altogether is $16 billion, with a free cash flow of $1.2 billion. That's not a pretty bad balance sheet. They have cash flow left over, and their total assets outweigh their total liability. All right, so Delta Airlines, ticker symbol DAL, has $3 billion in cash, $2.8 billion in cash receivables, and total current assets of $8.2 billion, and total assets altogether $64.5 billion. And their current debt or liabilities, or the debt that's due within this year, is $3 billion, and total current liabilities is $20 billion, with total liabilities altogether $49 billion, but their free cash flow is minus $200 million. That's not really bad because they still have the ability, but they're pretty much capable of raising capital through bonds, issuing more shares. So that's not bad as a company in there. So since their current assets outweigh their current liabilities, that's not bad, and they can still raise capital through bonds, issuing more shares, or have credit lines with banks. They have a credit line with a bank where they can pull out $3.1 billion, and they're pre-approved that already. Slow down, son, you're killing me. Okay, I hope you've learned enough today to make some confident investment decisions. And if you are interested in investing in any airlines or the companies that I've talked about today, in my opinion, there is no better time. I don't see a world without airlines, or these two airlines to be exact. So what you could do is called dollar cost averaging. And what you do is you pretty much set aside a specific amount of money out of every check or every week or however you want to do it, and you pick one of those airlines. Don't over diversify and invest in all these different companies. Just pick one of those. If you're going to invest in the airline, pick one airline specifically and invest that amount whenever you can, no matter what. So that way you'll catch the price as it goes into its lows, and you'll ride the wave up. So as usual, thanks for watching another episode of Fail Safe Wealth. My name's Terry, or Mr. Baby to some people, and let's do it.